Alright YouTube, what's going on? It's Mesa back at it with some Destiny 2. Time for another exotic review, and I'm going to go on record, I think this is probably one of the best exotic helmets in the game, or at least the ones I've previewed. And every time I get an exotic engram, I preview everything and take a look at the perks, and I finally got this thing. Before we get into it, look at this big boy we're killing here from the Heroic Public event. Now, you notice I'm shooting him not in the head, but I'm getting non-stop crits on him and just wasting him. Well, allow me to introduce you to the Foetracer. This is the Hunter exotic helmet, and it's got perks that pretty much benefit all three of the subclasses: Gunslinger, Arcstrider, and of course Night Stalker. Now, I've been wanting this thing ever since I saw it on Twitter just because it looks cool. Yeah, someone tweeted out a picture and I was like, wow, this thing kind of reminds me of like a Stormtrooper clone helmet or something like that from the prequels, the horrible movies. You know what I'm talking about. But it looks cool, but the perks are really good on this thing. Now, I got mine from an exotic engram, but I just want to throw this clip in here. Make sure when you finish the raid, go to the underbelly of the Leviathan and make sure you use all your keys on all the chests, all right? They reset every single week. And last night, I got 2 exotic engrams on my Warlock alone. So this one came from an exotic engram, I believe from a public event, which is rare. They don't, for me at least, I don't get exotic engrams from public events very much. But this thing has some really unique perks in it for PvE more, I'm going to say, and a little bit for PvP, depending on what weapon you're using. Now, you can see I spot this guy here, and he's marked for me, but I do not have Keen Scout unlocked on my Night Stalker. I'm going to show you why in a second here. Let's go in and take a look at all the perks on his helmet. So this is the Foetracer. Mine dropped at 300. My Huntress, she is 297. So the main perk is Relentless Tracker. So it visually marks targeted enemies and also does more damage to low health marked targets. Keep that in mind. This is not giving you Keen Scout for free. It's going to mark one target at a time. So now mine came with resilience and also recovery I could choose. And it's actually, well, it's 295 power, guys. It actually, it's 295 and it's got a +5 power mod. Man, I just love messing with the shader system. There's so many different shader combinations you can get, and I'm kind of digging purple on my Hunter for some reason. You know, actually, even in my Warlock, especially because the raid gear, or the raid just in general, there's so much purple and gold involved in it, so that's kind of the shader routes I'm trying to go with all my characters. So here I am just demonstrating how the thing works, right? So it's not like having Keen Scout, but you can use it on every single class. But it's like Keen Scout on one enemy. So I've got an enemy targeted there. Now, what you're going to do is one target will be marked each time. This is going to come in handy when it comes to doing DPS on like bosses or high value targets, things like that. But what's going to happen is you do more damage when the health is low on that marked target. You know, at first when I got this thing, I was just running around shooting it, thinking I was getting extra damage on low health enemies. No. It's only on the ones that you mark. But if you noticed in that initial clip when we were taking out the heroic version of the public event, see, I got this guy down to low health and he's trapped. And you're going to see when I shoot him in the legs, it's going to actually give me a crit shot right there, 30. And I clearly was not aiming for the head. So what I've noticed is that on any target that you've got marked and then that you do damage to, when you shoot them actually anywhere, it does not have to be crit, you start getting yellow crit numbers. So like here's one of the VIP patrols. So I got him down to low health, and as I'm laying into him, I'm doing more damage no matter where I'm hitting him. So I'm going to shoot him a little bit in the body. Actually, I'm just going to finish him off with the Risk Runner right here. But this thing could be really effective because when you're dealing with bosses and stuff, once their health gets down low, you could shoot them anywhere and you're going to be critting them. So I'm just going to finish them off with the Risk Runner here, but I'm thinking for any yellow bar, ultras, majors, things like that. Do we even use the term majors anymore? Ultras? I don't know. But yeah, all right, let's talk about PvP in a second here. You know what? Let's go through the lore first. But when it comes to PvE, yeah, this is all I'm going to be rocking now because just of the fact that for any type of ad, when their health gets low, you're going to do more damage and you can shoot them anywhere. And when you're like me with terrible aim, it comes in very handy. Now, when it comes to the lore, it simply says, I see you. Obviously, that refers to the tracker. So it says, I thought I was dead, held my own for a bit, but I could hear the wizard wasn't alone and she'd be coming for whoever took out her spawn. It was just lying there, honestly. Looked like a standard old Outrider kit, but it had this rig, enough small diamond conduits to make me think it was something pulled out of those old Bray labs in the MNP. I don't just go putting things on my head, but I was desperate. Not sure what activated the thing, but sure enough, there she was. I already had a lock on her, and once I engaged, there was nowhere she could hide. So obviously the lore is really just talking about the whole Keen Scout thing. So, all right, so PvP, let's talk about it. So You know what? Depending on what weapon you use, you're going to see some differences. Now, for me, I was just using auto rifles the whole time. Now, remember, it only tracks onto one target. What I'm finding is that with auto rifles, you're just going to see a little bit of damage as you're wasting someone with an auto rifle, like at the last second, like the last bullet or two, as the enemy has low health. However, I didn't really try it with other weapons. I'm not good with Mida. I'm not good with Scout Rifle. I'm not good with Pulse Rifles even. Right now it's just auto rifles. But you can see there, 23s. But I don't know. For the most part, guys, I think with auto rifles, it's not going to be that effective or you won't really notice it. But I got a feeling if you use a high-powered Scout Rifle and you have good aim, which I don't, and you're landing, and you get their health down low, those last shots, or if you catch a Guardian that's pretty low health, you're going to waste them. And remember, when they get to low health, if you shoot them, well, at least I saw in PvE. I didn't really see it in PvP because I was mainly going for the head. But you're going to do criticals to the body. So like with this auto rifle, the Uriel's Gift, I was seeing maybe it would go from 23 to 24, 25, depending on the range for those like last bullet or two. So I wouldn't think it's really that effective for auto rifles, but for someone like me, if someone's getting close, I'm spraying them down, you might notice a difference. But for PvE, this is what I'm definitely rocking right now in terms of all my subclasses for the Hunter. So that's it, guys. So for the hashtag made it to the end crowd, hope you enjoyed this. I got a number of exotics I got to review, guys. Skyburner's Oath, the Borealis, a whole bunch of other stuff that I need to get to, and I'll probably get to it over the weekend. Finally getting over my bronchitis. The doctor gave me an inhaler, gave me some Augmentin for my ear infection, and I know it's a little too much information, but I was just getting no sleep whatsoever during the Destiny 2 launch, and it caught up with me. So appreciate all the kind messages on Twitter and also in the comment section. So do me a favor, drop a like of this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check my stream. Usually always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.